Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today, and I'm going to be kicking it old school with this one. This is a Salvation Army, the Illustrated New Testament. If this thing does not scream like early 90s hip design, I don't know what does. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. I found this particular Bible at, I don't think it was the Salvation Army. It was like a thrift store. They had just like a stack of Bibles, and I don't know if you guys have been to thrift stores very often, but usually they have like a small stack of Bibles up by the front register. So I found this one and I grabbed it only because I don't have, this is an NIrV, which is a New International Reader's Version. And I don't have one of those, so I just snagged it only because I don't think that there's very many being produced. I'll leave maybe a link down below if I can find a couple, but yeah, so I grabbed this one because I don't have a copy of it, and it had to have been this just the most darling old lady there. She had to have been, I don't know, maybe 70s working there, and so I put this on the counter. I was like, yeah, this is all I'm interested in, and bless her, that old woman, she paid for this Bible. She's like, normally they're $1.25, but she's like, you look like a nice boy, so I'll go ahead and buy it for you. And I was so grateful and so appreciative of it. I felt terrible though, taking that poor old woman's $1.25. But I'm very grateful to her because it was quite the blessing, and I'm super excited to have this. Only because it is so unique. And let's get into it. We'll take a look here. So it is a paperback. I don't do paperbacks very often. I don't do hardbacks very often either. With a few exceptions, like if it's a rare translation that you can't really find any other way, then sure, cool. But yeah, so it's a paperback here. You can see the cover, the Salvation Army, the Illustrated New Testament. It's got the cross there, and then it says New Testament over and over again. And then at the bottom it says includes Billy Graham's 3 Steps to Peace with God. Sorry, Billy Graham's Steps to Peace with God, number 3. And then on the spine here you have the Illustrated Bible, New Testament. And I just noticed this font. Oh, I can't think of the name now. I will remember it at some point, probably, hopefully, during this review. And I will leave it. If not, I will annotate it in the comments. But it is a hilarious font that used to get used all the time for wedding invitations back in the 90s. And it has since become very cliched to use this font. So, and then you have the NIrV with the little, I guess their flame logo there. And then on the back, you just have a brief little statement about it. And the ISBN number there. I guess maybe I'll try looking this up. And again, if I can find a copy of this, I'll post it down below. If not, I'll just post some other NIrVs down below, a link to one of those. But you can see that it is perfect bound, so there's no signatures in this one. It is just glued. So the pages are cut flat, and then it's just glued to the spine here to hold them in place. So with heavy use, I would imagine they'll start falling out. It is what it is, So we're going to open it up here. And there, look at this beautiful design. The Illustrated Bible, New Testament, with selected Psalms and Proverbs, New International Reader's Version. And then you have this awesome little welcome mat. I love that. And then Bibles Plus with their contact information there. So I'll flip the page. We have the copyright information there, and these great little doodles you will see throughout this whole entire book. It's great how like interactive they made this. You're going to see a ton of these little doodles, a ton of little like drawings and sort of things like that. It's just such a neat way to present the Bible, I think. So there's the copyright information for it if you guys are interested. And then you are going to see here Steps to Peace with God. Now this sort of presentation of information is pretty common in this Bible, so we'll see a lot of it. Now, I'm not going to go page by page on this one, but I will kind of pause here and there just so you guys can see kind of some information and some interesting points. So you have your contents, some information on Jesus, and then you have Matthew here, the first page of it, and it has some like basic information here about the book. Go ahead and flip through, and then you can see one of these little illustrations here. And it's just like these brief little call outs. It almost makes it like maybe like a little magazine. And it kind of reminds me of like those kind of like preteen magazines, from back in the day. That I don't know if you guys read them. I never read them. I would just kind of see them in passing. But it kind of reminds me of that sort of reading is cool kind of stuff, which makes it interesting to me. I mean, I love this. Look at this information here. I love it. I love just these little illustrations and things. So you can see that it is a double column paragraph format. And there is formatting here for poetic sections. There are the page numbers up at the top. You do have the book and the chapter numbers that you're in. And then you have the little kind of the subjects of each paragraph or kind of each section here. Now, because this is like an easy reader's edition, there are going to be quite a few of these. They break it down just to make it very easy for people to process. So we'll keep going through it. And I am very tempted to go page by page because there is so much cool content on this. Look, you even have a word search, a hidden message word search. That's super cool. Right? Oh, and then look, this one. I love this illustration, the 66 books of the Bible. It has them all broken down by type. This is super cool. You see this one a lot. But it is neat that they kind of work that in there. Jesus heals. I love it. Look at the guy holding his mat. I love it. This is just some great stuff. I don't know. This sort of thing just really gets me interested. Not that I'm not interested in the Bible, but it just really, it kind of refreshes things for me. And I have an 8-year-old son, and he saw this thing, and he was like taken aback by it. He's like, "That's so cool." So certainly it might be an option maybe for a younger kid. I know the NIrV translation is it's more on the thought for thought side. I mean, it kind of has to be for the target audience there. So let's get through this a little faster, man. I see so much great stuff that I want to stop at everything. We'll pause here and there. There's no poetic section, so I guess I can save a few seconds there. I guess we won't be reviewing that, but look at that. When does 5 plus 2 equal 5,000? When Jesus says grace. 5 loaves and 2 fish feed 5,000 people. Look at that. That is awesome. And look at this. More little interactive stuff here to do. Oh, so great. This is super cool. Even though I picked this one up for myself to have a copy of the NIrV, I might just turn this over to my son and let him go ham on it. He has an NIV that he is supposed to be reading, but this kid, right? So he's a kid. He's an 8-year-old kid. He does not read his NIV Bible. He waits for me to come and read a fancy little NLT to him, and he'll sit there and he'll just listen and listen and listen, which is great, awesome. I love it. But man, I got to teach this kid to get his nose in the Bible, on his own. So this might be a way to do it. I don't know, but we'll figure something out. As of right now, he uses his favorite ones now that he uses is the Kingstone Bibles, which are some like comic book Bibles. I have to do a review on those. They're super cool. He loves those. And he's kind of grown up with like comic book Bibles over the years. We have like some real simple ones, and they've kind of gotten more and more kind of advanced as he's gotten older. Kind of keep the pace with him. But this might be a good way to get him into it. Super cool. Look at this. By the numbers, it tells you all the information here on the Bible. Love it. Love it. Paul's hardships, right? All the things he faced. This is just great. I love this so much. This is just such a unique way of presenting the word. So, and definitely like a little slice of the early 90s. I say early 90s. I don't know. They did have a website, so maybe the design is from the early 90s and it just kind of carried over. Let's see. Living as a follower of Christ. Look at that. There you go. So let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Get 2 Revelations. There's a cool crossword. Look at that. What's interesting to me is that this was produced by the Salvation Army. I really hope that they're still producing these. Again, I'll try and find a link. And there's some Psalms. I love how they have the little music notes because there were songs originally, right? So they have the little music notes. Let me see actually if there's anything at the end of the New Testament before we go too far. Nope. So there's the end of the New Testament, and then it has the introduction page for the Psalms. And then it just gets right into them there. And it does. I was wrong. We do have a poetic setting, so to look over. So here's some poetic settings. Yeah, super neat. Very well done. Poetry looks awesome. And then you just have some more Proverbs. Look at that. Even some Proverbs. And these look like just to be some highlights of some of the best Proverbs. Yeah, selected Proverbs. There you go. And then on the last page, look at that. It's got the little prayer for you. I'll let you pause. Excellent. And there's some information on the last page there. I am really curious if they still offer this. So I'll go ahead and check and see. I wouldn't even know what to compare this to. I don't really have anything that does compare to this. Bible Buddies, if you have any questions, actually, almost got me. Let me get some measurements. I moved my ruler, so I almost forgot. Usually I have it right here to remind me to do it. Okay, so, and I would have forgot. I always do. All right, so measurements. It is 8 1/4 inch tall, and it measures in at like 5 and just under 5.5 inches wide. As far as thickness, it's kind of thin. It's about 7/8 of an inch thick, so not a very thick edition. Open it up. We'll get a size feeling for the fonts here. Whoop. I'll start with uppercase, and we'll do the E right here. And it looks to be about a 9.5 point. 9.5 point uppercase in comparison to Times New Roman. And we'll do a lowercase m, an am. Yep, so it's a 9.5 point font. So 9.5 point font for this guy. Definitely an easy read. Definitely a fun read. Definitely very, entertaining in parts. So, I would recommend it if you guys are okay with your child reading the NIrV translation. You might want to do some of your own research to see if it kind of lines up with what your specific theology is and your specific views on the Bible are. But otherwise, Bible buddies, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, please leave them down below. If you're interested in ordering something similar to this, I'll try and post something down below. Otherwise, until next time, Bible buddies, if you could please subscribe and like, that would be great. Bye.